town centre plan. Just to remind you, Highland Council organised a charrette in May 2014 that was facilitated by professional firm Rydens, and it lasted, I think, it took place over 3 days, and most of the faces in this room were there quite a bit of the time, and it was well attended, and they did their work, and they walked us around the town, and then the Highland Council Department, Scott Galgano, and his colleagues, took it and wrote a report. I had it here somewhere, but no matter. And it wasn't clear to me what happened next. I'm not sure that, about me being disrespectful, I'm not sure anybody really knew what happened next. Scott and his team had done their work, and when I asked the question, they made it very clear that they couldn't take it any further forward. And the thing was, it was great work. I don't think no one I've spoken to has said, oh, that's not a good plan for the town centre. So the question was, what happens next? And the report did say, quite clearly, that it's really up to community bodies working with Highland Council to take things forward. So NICE, we applied to DTAS, that's Development Trust Association of Scotland, and they generously gave us a £10,000 grant, basically to take it forward. And we made a presentation to our elected councillors, and we appointed Marion Francis to do the work. Marion was recommended to us by Ernst & Young. We first of all went to Ernst & Young and said, would you be able to help us? And they pointed out that usually they're looking for fees in 6 digits. So, but they gave us Marion's name, and Marion is very experienced. In her early career, she worked in the Highlands, in HIE, so she knows a lot of the people in the region, in positions of influence and responsibility. And she lives and works in Ayrshire. And she very interestingly said, other towns would be jealous of Nairn's community spirit, the enthusiasm and skills of volunteers, and the existence and capacity of bodies like the ANB, NEI and NICE. So she's saying that the area she works in, Ayrshire and around there, they'd give an arm and a leg to have what Nairn's got in terms of volunteers. We thought that was encouraging. So the challenge, well, the question for Marion is, what do we do next? And what she first did, and we didn't say to her, you mustn't speak to this person, you mustn't speak to that person. We just said, just go out there and talk to whoever you want to about this. And I won't read out names again because Alistair basically went through them, but she went to HISES and DTAS and Highland Council, and she knows a lot of the people. She's worked with them before. And it became apparent, perhaps this is my ignorance, my naivety, my inexperience, it became apparent that there is a network at a certain level who do these things, and they talk to one another, and they form views. And clearly, as Alistair's alluded to, clearly at some point the penny dropped that Nairn is a town that's worth investment. And I think up to that point, there seemed to be a barrier. Nairn, I mean, I don't know what people at that level thought or did, but we just weren't getting much support. However hard we tried and others tried, the support really wasn't there. And the game changer, if you like, was when we met before Christmas. We met James Gibbs and Verona. And James Gibbs just said to us, he didn't pull his punches, he just said, we believe in Nairn. Nairn is worth our support, it's got great opportunity for investment, etc. But Nairn must speak with one voice. That is exactly what he said. Nairn must speak with one voice. So it's about collaboration. For Nairn to move forward and start any projects, we've got to speak, we've got to collaborate, we've got to work together. And that's why we got the money, basically. In terms of the bid, which NICE is facilitating, we have got £50,000 of public money to hire a coordinator to put the bid together and take it to a ballot. And Michael Boylan will be talking about that. But that's a lot of money. So we had that. So then, in terms of Marion's report, I'm not going to go through it. We received it today in final form. Obviously, we'll put it up on the website at once. But what is just cherry picking from it slightly? Collaboration. Support the bid. Nairn, she suggests, needs a flagship development. And it may be that the leader, which Ian is going to talk about later, I mean, certainly, without predicting whether it will succeed or fail, clearly, if it succeeds, it will be a flagship development. It will put the town on the map. And so, I do think that's important. I mean, the Sundancer is not quite on the same scale, but it's very interesting. Private investment is healing. It's successful. Nairn can be successful. And also, the Newton Hotel has just changed hands. And it seems that the Indian gentleman entrepreneur owns a global chain of hotels. Well, sorry, hotels worldwide. And he's put, what, we're guessing 3 million? Maybe we might have put 3 million into it. And he's obviously going to put a lot more. And if that works, as it will, I'm sure, that's going to make a difference to the town. Now, in terms of Marion's recommendations, it's difficult. I have found this difficult, I think Marion found it difficult, because what do you do next? There's a town centre plan, there's been a lot of consultation, and as Alistair said, I think people in the town have got a bit tired of one consultation after another. What we've got to do is get on and do something, do things. Now the bid obviously ticks those boxes. The bid is going to happen. And the bid, if it's successful at ballot, is going to do things. It will have a budget, it will have a team of people, it will do things. But in terms of the town centre, Marion's broken it down into two. In reverse order, I'll go back to the previous slide, but in reverse order, long-term vision. Okay, what can you do in the short term? And the NEI. Can we go back to the slide before, please?
We've gone back, have we?
Yeah, that one. Thank you. There's nothing new here. The NEI focused when they did some consultation earlier last year. They focused on branding and signage, and the Academy pupils did some work on the branding. We think that it wouldn't cost very much if the funds can be found to take that work forward and produce a brand for Nairn. And this again is not new. It's the town centre, there's a key building on the town centre. All the consultation said that the building should be used as a gateway to the town. At the moment, you drive past it, why would you stop? So the building's in a key position, and we think that some work should be done on finding a use to which that building can be put. And there are ideas. There have been ideas over the years. There still are ideas. And then the next slide, please. I'll do my last slide. And then you've got to have a vision. And what went before it is really just steps. And just some ideas. There's a museum in a wonderful building, but it's showing its age, I believe. Viewfield is a wonderful area. We've got a wonderful community centre, community and arts centre. There must be opportunities there to develop. And also, all the cruise ships which come into Invergordon. hundreds, if not thousands of people get into their coaches. We know where they go. They go to Culloden, they go to Loch Ness. They don't seem to come to Nairn. It wouldn't be, if Nairn had suitable harbour facilities, pontoons, wouldn't be a big deal perhaps to see whether an entrepreneur could put together trips across the Firth into Nairn, have lunch, see the museum, etc., etc. So I think that, I mean, one thing for me is we as a town have got to get on and do this. I'm not suggesting to remember that those are the best or the right ideas, but they have mostly been around for some time, and nothing has happened. Something has got to happen, and I would suggest that in terms of collaboration, we assemble one or two project teams to start work on one or two of these ideas. They might, hopefully they'll be able to raise a little bit of funding, do it with volunteers, and just see where it gets. I mean, we could wait forever for a white night. And what I mean by white knight is that a white knight could take one look at Nairn and say, well, I've got 10 million, I'll do it for you. We could wait a long time for that. But it may be, and this is my hope, that with the bid and the work with the harbour ideas and the Lido, that someone out there will notice and think, Nairn is a good place to invest. I'm going to make money, being a bit crude about it. I mean, what does an entrepreneur, investor want ultimately? He wants to make money. And Nairn, all we hear, Nairn is ripe for the picking. But I think we've got to start the process. So I will stop there.